Allah is turning things around.
Hello everyone, I welcome you to today's episode of Fundamental Truth. My name is Femi Akinsroju. Today, I'll be speaking about as far as your eyes can see. Genesis chapter 13 from verse 14 to 17 says that when Lot had separated from Abraham, God told Abraham to lift up his eyes and look northward, eastward, southward, and westward, that as far as his eyes can see the land that is giving it to him and his descendant. At that point, one will be tempted to think that Abraham stood on a hill to view the land, but this is not so for the believer. We need the eyes of faith. According to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 7, it says we walk by faith and not by sight. We need to know that it is the eyes of faith that makes us visualize the promise of God and we can receive it thereafter. Another thing we must understand is that we need the eyes of the Spirit. The Bible says in 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 17, while Elisha's servant was terrified and he was panicking about the armies of Syria that came to capture them, Elisha prayed to God that God will open the eyes of that servant, and God did just exactly as Elisha asked, and the servant was able to see the host of heaven being around them, and he gained confidence. We need to understand that this is what God is trying to make us see at some point, that the eyes of the Spirit will help us to gain confidence in the affairs of our lives. Listen to what 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 9 to 10 says. It says, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men what God has prepared to his people or for his people. But it has been revealed to us by the Spirit of God, because the Spirit searches all things. The eyes of the Spirit will help us to know the things that God has prepared for us, and then we gain confidence and we are not panicking anymore. Because the Bible says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 18, it said, why we do not look at the things which are seen, because the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. This should be the perspective of the believer, because it will help us to walk victoriously. Please think about these things, and may the Lord bless you.
There is nothing more to say.